Summary latest developments: Israel adds 14 communities to evacuation plan near Lebanon and Syria. In the country's north, Hamas armed wing says it has fired more rockets at Tel Aviv while Israel once again warned Gazans to move from north to the south of region. It said that those who did not do so would be seen as terrorist sympathizers. GAZAJERUSALEM. October 22. Concerns have risen about risk of a broader Middle East conflict triggered by Israel-Hamas war as United States sends more military assets to region as Israel strikes targets in Gaza and Hamas supporters in Lebanon. Medical sources in Gaza said more than 50 Palestinians were killed in Israeli airstrikes on the area, where Israel maintained a total siege after a cross-border offensive on October 7 that traumatized Israelis. In neighboring Syria, where Hamas' main regional backer Iran has a military presence, Israeli missiles hit Damascus and Aleppo international airports early Sunday, killing at least 2 workers. According to Syrian state media, in southern Lebanon, where Iran-backed Hezbollah opened cross-border fire with Israel in support of Hamas, Israel said its planes aimed Hezbollah targets on Saturday. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned Lebanon's interim prime minister that Lebanon's population would be affected if his country was drawn into the Israel-Hamas war. The State Department said, as violence increases around border, Israel added 14 communities close to Lebanon and Syria to its evacuation plan in the north of country on Sunday. Israel's retaliatory air and missile strikes have killed at least 4,385 Palestinians, including hundreds of children, and displaced more than 1 million of the small territory's 2.3 million people. Gaza's health ministry said Saturday. USA is strengthening its military presence. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd said Washington would send more military assets Middle East to support Israel strengthen U.S. defensive posture in region, following recent escalation of tensions by Iran and its proxies, referring Hezbollah Palestinian Islamist militants. Austin said a terminal high-altitude area defense system and additional Patriot air defense missile system battalions would be sent to the region and more troops would be on standby. Washington has deployed significant naval power to the Middle East in recent weeks, including 2 aircraft carriers, support ships and nearly 2,000 Marines. Drones and rockets targeted 2 military bases housing U.S. forces Iraq last week. The latest a series of attacks after Iraqi militants warned Washington against intervening support of Israel against Hamas Gaza. Israel massed tanks and troops near the fenced border around Gaza for a planned ground offensive aimed at destroying Hamas after several inconclusive wars leading up to its seizure of power in 2007 after Israel ended its 38-year occupation. We will enter the Gaza Strip to destroy Hamas operatives and Hamas infrastructure. Chief of General Staff Lieutenant G.